Welcome to the Numerology and Astrology for August 20th, 2021. My name is Suzanne Wagner. I do a daily blog on numerology and astrology. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that this is something that gives you insight and perspective and you just enjoy. So if you add all those numbers together today, you get the number 15. And if you add the 1 and the 5 together, you get the number 6. Today, the number 6 reminds us that stillness and silence hold more answers than most news, books, or teachings. Perhaps not the cognitive, informed type of knowing, but that deeper spiritual goodness that is ruled by morals, values, compassion, and kindness. That is why, when in doubt, I will always fall into the place within that completely understands the number 6. In life, there are choices at critical moments, and when I am strained and stressed, I will make a conscious choice to allow the number 6 to be the obvious and clear voice that speaks from my core. While she may not be smart, she is very wise. That choice never fails me. In all the years of inner and outer challenges, it is always the best clear path and gives me an outcome that I do not regret, ever. And that's the kitty cat over there calling. So, the astrology today. The moon goes into Aquarius as we are waking up. Hopefully everyone awakens to clear skies and no smoke. At least I can dream of that possibility. Mercury trines Uranus, bringing expanded insight and giving us a chance to dream big and come up with something that just might change the world. So, dream of a world where clean air and water is required by all governments worldwide. There are answers that we have not yet discovered. While we may not know the answers yet, this gives us the faith and belief that over time, eventually we will. For now, let your mind expand and allow in those pieces of information that may be essential later when that dream is coming together. Let out that unique quality that lives within. It is time for new ways of thinking and to give permission for those ideas to become an actuality in our expanding new world. This can allow for very stimulating conversations. The topics of others can lead to revolutionary insights that are unexpected and brilliant. It is time for the unconventional and new ways to be heard and applied. My quote for today. When I was a little girl, the magic was all around. Everything was a wonder, every sight and sound. Trees could talk and rainbows called my name. Creeks whispered and played rock games. The snakes coiled around my hands, and the fairies told stories of ancient lands. My backyard was a garden of infinite delight where I could save the birds and things would be all right. I still wander in the forest and remember those ancient lands. I still watch for the fairies hiding in the wetlands. I know that they are there to remind me. I know that nothing is more important than to feel free. My blog for today. When I was younger, the gurus used to say that great teachers walk among us all the time, that they are vibrating at such a frequency that if another is not energetically vibrating in a similar way, that they will pass right by us and they will not be seen by us. Those teachers become invisible to those who are on a denser level of existence. When I was a dancer in New York City, I used to play a game with Balanchine. He would come into the class wearing sunglasses so we could not tell where he was looking. He did that on purpose so that he could watch and observe the way he wanted without supposedly interfering with the dancers. Of course, him walking into class would put everyone on high alert and make all of us nervous. I wondered if I could practice being visible and invisible. As a habit, I preferred to stand at the back on the left. I did that because there was always a problem with the egos in ballet and the pecking order as to where you were standing. I preferred in class to stand at the back and be out of the way. That way I had more room to move and I did not have to joust with the egos of other dancers or their positions of self-importance. I did this throughout my professional career. Dance was enough stress without one added agenda first thing in the morning. I decided to see if, when I was all the way at the back, I could be such a bright light that Balanchine would have to move his body position and head so he could see me because he wanted to see me and see what I was doing. And it worked. I was able to create an energy frequency that attracted his attention and focus. I chose to do it when it was a sequence or a dance combination that I did well. But I also practiced being invisible when the combination of steps was perhaps challenging to me or something that I did not do as well. It was a skill that has come in handy in many situations, especially dangerous ones. In those situations, being invisible can be very helpful and life-saving. Because of my personal lessons in being visible and invisible, I pay attention to others when I am in public that might be practicing the same thing. I have often seen famous people going about their day, shopping, being in a restaurant, getting in a cab, and I'm sure they have also learned my little trick. What would it be like if you too could practice such a skill? I can tell you that being invisible in such a state is one that, sorry, I can say this. I can tell you that being invisible in such a state that one can observe without disturbing the interactions of others can be very insightful. Often one can glean very important information that way, and it is helpful to take stress off. That way, one can walk through a situation without needing to interact, and one can quickly get things accomplished without distraction. Thanks, everyone.